A new year, a new tutorial about LinkedIn Recruiter and how recruiters can use it. So yeah, I wanted to create a series in which I talk a little bit about LinkedIn Recruiter, from how you can buy the license until you can actually hire people, message them, etc, etc. And in today's video, I'm going to speak a little bit about how you can source for candidates using LinkedIn Recruiter. Let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Cornelia. Welcome to my channel. I usually post videos about subjects related to recruiting and HR. And in today's video, I wanted to speak a little bit about how you can source for candidates on LinkedIn Recruiter, how you can do active sourcing, what are the filters, what filters can you use for different situations. And of course, everything will be done for you to find the best candidates out there for the positions that you are responsible in your company. Let's start with the first step and how you can actually go into the recruiter part of LinkedIn. First, this is the normal LinkedIn, the one that everyone has. And if you paid for this license, you'll have this icon here, which is called Recruiter. And you have to click on it and it will direct you to this page. So at the moment, this is my personal license. What I have now is LinkedIn Lite, but LinkedIn Lite and LinkedIn Recruiter are pretty similar because I've worked with both. So yeah, in terms of sourcing the candidates, the filters are the same. Usually when I have multiple positions that I have to fill, I create a project for each position, and of course in that specific project I have a search that I use to find the best candidates in terms of the skills that they have, previous experience, and yeah, any other kind of requirements that are needed for that specific open role. And the way that you are doing this is clicking here on projects, create a new project. As you see here, you have multiple fields that you can complete if you have the time to do it. I usually write here only the name of the project, and yeah, then I'll move forward. Let's say that at the moment we are looking for a software developer with C++. And here we have two options that, in my opinion, I think are very important. First of all is private and the second is public. So private means that this project and the people that you save in this project and you message later on are only visible for you, the person that created the project. If you want to share this project with multiple recruiters in your company or with multiple people that have access to LinkedIn Recruiter in your company, you can choose the second one. Usually I choose the private one because I want to be the owner of a specific project, and if another recruiter or if the hiring manager or anyone who has access to this license in my company would like to see the people, usually I just share the project with them afterwards. Let's move forward. After you create a project, you'll have this overview tab where you can see multiple details about the project and the candidates that you saved here. At the moment, because we don't have any candidates and any skills or stuff like that, you will see nothing here. The most important tab is this one with talent pool, because here are the tabs that you can actually use to find the candidates and do active searching. In the first tab, which is recruiter search, you'll have all of the filters that you can complete and that you can use to narrow your search and find the best candidates suitable for your job. Then, based on the candidates that you'll have here, you have the recommended match, and here LinkedIn will recommend different people that have similar profiles with the ones that you saw in the recruiter search tab. Then you have hidden candidates. These are candidates that were hidden before and cannot appear in your normal recruiter search. And then in the pipeline tab, you'll have all of the candidates that you are about to save in this specific project. Let's start with the recruiter search and have a look at all of the filters that you can use to actually look for candidates. If you scroll down, you have this tab here with advanced searches, and as you see, you have a lot of other filters that you can actually use. Job titles usually refers to the position that a specific person has at the specific moment in time, or the position that they had before at their previous companies. And in our case, let's say that we are looking for a software engineer, and when you see like these three lines and these three dots, usually LinkedIn tells you that within this specific name, you have multiple other job titles that are similar with this one. And you can actually check them by clicking on them, and you can see here that LinkedIn has a lot of other titles that possible candidates might have. And yeah, basically if you have all of these things that are clicked here, LinkedIn will show you all of the people that have these names in their profiles. And of course, if you don't want some of them, you can declick them. For example, I saw one with intern. Let's say that you are not looking for an intern, so this title is irrelevant. Associate, junior, maybe you are looking for a more senior position, so yeah. And you can press apply. And then you can search for others. Let's say that you are looking for an application developer. So yeah, you can choose for multiple role titles that you have here. You also have these two tabs here, which are very interested, which are this one with can have, must have, and doesn't have, and current or past. So this one with can have, must have, and doesn't have refers to the titles that they have in their LinkedIn profile. And you can press this one with must have. This means that LinkedIn Recruiter will show you all of the people that have these role titles. But for example, if you chose this one with can have, LinkedIn Recruiter will show you people that have this role title, and also people that have similar titles. So not exactly these ones that you already chose. This tab with current or past refers to their previous experience working with that specific role title at previous companies. For example, if you are looking for someone who is looking at the moment at a software engineer, you can press current. If you're looking, for example, for someone who has been working for multiple companies and has this kind of specific role title, you can choose current or past, because this will show you candidates that at the moment are working within a position with this current role title and also worked previously in other companies with the same role title that you chose here. And another thing here that you can choose is open to work, which are people that signal on their LinkedIn profile that they are open to work. So they are people that chose on their profile that they are open for new positions. This is a good tactic to choose if you want to, because all of the people that you'll message, they are already looking for a job. So most likely they will be more inclined to respond to your emails and be interested in your job advertisement. For the location, you can choose the area that you would like to recruit the people. So you can choose the cities or the countries. As you see here, you can choose from multiple. Let's say that we are looking for someone in San Francisco Bay Area. The next filter, this one with skills and assessment, is a very interesting one, because using this filter and also this one here from keywords, you can narrow your search and find the best candidates that are most suitable for the type of the position that you have. This tab with skills and assessment, you can write here all of the skills that you have in your job description. In our case, it will be C++. Based on the skills that you have here, LinkedIn will recommend other skills that are similar with this one, or skills that are usually paired with the one that you wrote here. Let's say that we are looking for someone who works with distributed systems. Good, let's add some more. For example, these ones. All of the skills that you wrote here, they will be taken from the candidate's profile, from the skills section that they completed in their profile. So if I'm choosing to write all of the skills here in this section, LinkedIn will show me people that have the same skills that I wrote here in their skills section of their LinkedIn profile. And I can show you on my profile here. So this is the skills section that everyone has to complete on their LinkedIn profile. And usually people are writing here their skills that they have from their previous experience and so on. So the LinkedIn searching algorithm will take all of the skills that we wrote in that specific search here and will compare them, will match them with the skills that different people might have here at the skills section of their profile. The problem with that might be that some of the people usually don't write all of the skills that they have in the skills section. They only write them in the summary that they write on their LinkedIn profile, or maybe they're writing them in their work experience. So they are not actually tagging all of the skills there. That's why it's a good idea to pair this tab with skills and assessment with the ones with keywords. Because here at keywords, you can actually use the Boolean search and you can search for different words that appear in the whole profile of the candidate. So the words that you are using here in the keyword section will be searched from the whole profile of the candidate, from their title, from their responsibilities, from the summary that they wrote, from their skills section as well. And yeah, I would say that the keyword section is much more comprehensive and includes a lot more other skills that the candidate might have that maybe they didn't write them in the skills section of their profile. Talking about the keywords part, here you can use the Boolean search that usually a normal recruiter is using to narrow their search. This will be an example of a Boolean search that you can use here to narrow our search based on the skills that are written in the job description that we have. I don't have a job description for this. This is just for the sake of the example, I would say. Here in keywords, don't forget to press enter, because otherwise your search will not be included there. But you can also edit this. Another thing that I wanted to mention here, it will be about the note connector that we can also use in the Boolean search, but also here in the skills and assessment. Let's say that we are looking for someone that has a specific skill but doesn't have another specific skill. We can actually choose this from here on those two dots, and we can choose doesn't have. This means that in this case, LinkedIn will show me people that have experience with C++, embedded system, and Google Cloud Platform, but don't have experience with distributed system. The next one is the companies. This is an important filter, especially if you are working in an agency and your client is telling you that he would like to receive profiles of people that worked in those specific companies, maybe in fintech companies, or they worked at different specific companies like Google, Microsoft, Tesla, whatever. And you can actually choose this one and select the companies based on what your client wants. And you can also choose the same thing with must have, can have, doesn't have. And you can also choose the preferences in terms of working in that specific company in the past or are working at the moment, or you can choose this one where LinkedIn will show you candidates that worked at Microsoft also in their current job. Moving forward, we have the school tab. This is important, especially if you are looking for interns or for entry-level positions. Let's say that your client or your company is more willing to accept people from a specific university, and LinkedIn will show you people that are Oxford graduates. You can also choose from this tab. You also have the year of graduation tab, and as I mentioned before, this is very important if you are looking for recent graduates or if you are looking for interns. Say that within this area, and of course you can click here update, and this means that LinkedIn will show you people that finished their university between 2020 and 2022. The industries, this is a tab that is similar with the company one. So here you can choose people that have had experience in different industries before, or they are working in a specific industry at this moment in time. Let's say that we are looking for IT. And also when you see this tab, clicking on this one, LinkedIn basically will show you people that did never worked in this kind of industries before. Moving forward to all of the other things, you can also search candidates based on their details, based on their first name, last name, networking relationship. These are people that are closely connected with your profile as a recruiter on LinkedIn. While editing, I realized that I forgot to speak a lot about some of the other features on the network tab. The thing is that with LinkedIn Recruiter Lite, you cannot see the whole pool of candidates that there are out there on LinkedIn. You can only see people that are your first, second, and third connections and people that are group members from different groups that you are part of. For example, if you are looking for a C++ developer, maybe you can go in different groups on LinkedIn and apply there that you'd like to be a member, and in this case all of the people that are member in that specific group will also appear in your search. As you see here in the parentheses, if you are choosing the first connection, you'll have 0 people in your pipeline. If you are using people that are third connections with everyone else that is your second or first connection, you'll have 31 people. So yeah, in my opinion, I believe that it's a good idea to just leave it open like that. Then you have people that recently joined on LinkedIn. Usually this is an interesting tab to use because usually when people are creating their LinkedIn profile, they are looking for a job, because at the end of the day, LinkedIn is a job searching platform. It's not necessarily a social media one. Profile languages, this is a tab that, to be honest with you, I'd never use. If you want to use this filter, LinkedIn will show you people that wrote their informations on their LinkedIn profile in a specific language. But yeah, as you see, most of them wrote them in English. So yeah, it makes no sense to choose here another language. And you can also write this one with zip code. To be honest, I've never used that one because I use this one with location, where I can choose the city or the area in which I'm looking for a professional. Moving forward to education and experience, with years of experience. So if you're looking for someone who is more senior, I would say, you can actually tell LinkedIn to show you people that have experience between 5 and 30 years. If you are looking for juniors, for example, you can ask LinkedIn to show you people that have from 0 to 3 years of experience. You have also here the level of seniority, so you can choose from entry, senior, manager, owner, etc., depending on what are you looking for. You also have this tab with military veterans in case you are looking for this. Another thing that is important here is about the type of company that they worked with before. This is especially for companies that are looking for a profile of a candidate that has experience in similar companies in terms of culture, company sizes, industries, and stuff like that. So you can choose here from the current companies. This is something that I already mentioned. The company size, for example, smaller companies with like people that also has experience in smaller companies. If you are working for a smaller one, you can choose from here the size of the company. Another thing that I wanted to mention on the company side is this part with job functions. You can actually choose the function of the job, and you can choose here engineering, information technology, etc., etc. I usually never use this one just because if you are going to choose this thing, most likely your search will be very reduced to a small number of people. If I am choosing engineering, I will only have 21 candidates in my search. So yeah, I believe that it will be a good idea to just leave it open. And another thing that I believe is very interesting, and I usually use it most of the time, is this one with recruitment activity. When you are working in a company with a shared license with the other recruiters, most likely you would like to speak with people that have never been messaged before, or with people that are not in a recruitment process with other colleagues of yours. You can choose this filter for this. You can write messages. So basically in this case, LinkedIn will show you people that were messaged by you and the people that have the same license as you. And you can click here, doesn't have. Now LinkedIn Recruiter will show me people that never receive messages from me or from my colleagues from the same company that have the same license. Also, you have here the preferences in terms of time. So in this case, if I choose, for example, past 1 week, LinkedIn will show me people that were never messaged by me or by my colleagues in the last week. Of course, you can choose a longer period of time. You can choose 3 months here. This means that all of these people that LinkedIn will show me will be all of the people that never received a message from my side or from my colleagues that have the same shared license in the past 3 months. Of course, you can choose here multiple things, so you can choose from the notes, projects, resumes, reviews. Here on notes, there are a few recruiters that leave notes on different candidates' profile for future references. Also projects, these are people that were saved in projects. Resumes, reviews are very similar. And these 2 notes are basically related to this one that I've already mentioned here. So here at groups, you can actually choose some of the groups that you are part of, or maybe groups that you know that are a lot of professionals in there, and you can write here the name of the group. On projects, you can actually choose to see people that were in different projects that you've done before. For example, let's say that you have a similar position 1 year ago, maybe try to reconnect with them and see if they will be interested. And you can actually write here the project name. In my case, yeah, it will be one of the projects that I already created. With notes, you can actually write here some of the words that you wrote in previous notes that you led on candidates' profiles, and LinkedIn will show you people that had those specific notes or that have keywords mentioned in those specific notes tab. And the other filter that I wanted to show you is this one, hide previously viewed. You'll see that a lot of candidates can surface, and yeah, maybe if you are using the same search in a few weeks, you can see other candidates that are new. So if you don't like to have your search clutter with the same people that you are seeing all of the time, you can actually click on this tab, and all of the candidates that you already clicked on their profile, they will be hidden. Also, you can choose from different periods of time, people that were hidden for the past 3 months, etc., etc. So these are all of the filters that you can have on LinkedIn Lite. The thing is that if you are having the LinkedIn corporate or LinkedIn recruiter license, which is more expensive, and this is usually paid by the company, you'll have more filters there. From all of the filters that I've shown here, they are usually the filters that I usually use and the most important ones. But yeah, I just want to say that if you are an independent recruiter, even though you'll have less filters than the filters that you'll have on LinkedIn corporate, you can still use this license, which is not that expensive, and still get the candidates that you need and have good candidates in your pipeline. Let's press search. For the sake of privacy, I've blurred all of this part. Based on the search that we made here, LinkedIn show us 31 results of candidates that will be a good match with the informations that we have here. After that, all you have to do is go through each candidate's profile on LinkedIn Recruiter and see if they will be actually a good fit. Because yeah, if you go to their profiles, you'll see there all of the responsibilities that they will have, past companies, other skills that you didn't take into consideration when we completed the filters there, etc., etc. You can also save the people in your project in bulk, so you can click on this one. So this means that all of the candidates that are on this page, these 6 candidates, will be saved in your project. So you can save them later on and message them after they are saved in your project. Because we actually saw a few candidates there in the pipeline, LinkedIn also showed us a few recommended matches based on the profiles that we had a look at before in our LinkedIn Recruiter search. They recommended us 25 profiles, and we can actually go through them and see if they will be actually a good fit with the positions that we are looking at the moment. All of these people that are here in recommended matches, they are not within the recruiter search, so they are the initial search that you will have there. We can go to the pipeline tab, and here in the pipeline we have all of the candidates that we saved for this specific project. So we can select everyone and send a bulk message. We can also save a personalized message. We can click on this one. This means that only this candidate here will receive our message and not all of the candidates that we saved in this specific project. Of course, after all of these people are messaged, I'm not going to message them because I don't actually have a specific job for all of these candidates. So yeah, I'm not going to message them with fake jobs. But let's say that we message them. This means that all of these people will be put in contacted. Of course, at the moment, we don't have anyone here. After they actually reply to our message and then they accept our message, they will be here in the reply tab. You can actually see candidates that were connected and didn't reply. And in this case, you can follow up with them maybe after 1 week or after 2 weeks and see if they will be actually interested or if they change their mind in applying for your specific role. I also mentioned that you can share your project and also the candidates that are in your project with other people, and you can do this pressing this button. Of course, at the moment, this is my private license, so I don't have anyone else who I'm sharing the license with. But in case you have this kind of relationship with other recruiters or maybe with the hiring manager, etc., etc., you can actually invite them because their name will appear here. You can click on invite, and after that, they will have access to the candidates and information in the specific project. Another feature that I wanted to mention here is custom filters. So you can actually save this specific search and use it for future projects that you might have, and the way that you are doing it is just save new custom filter. You gave it a name, you save it, and after that, let's say that you want to use a new project, this one, you can go to recruitment search, and for this custom filters you'll choose this one. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions about all of these filters and everything that I spoke in this video. Bye!